How's it going, folks? Coach Johnson here. Today we're going to talk about 3 important things to do when you want to maximize your weight loss past the age of 40. Now, we're going to get right into this. I'm going to address the most common misconception, and that is, well, Coach, it's hard to lose weight because my metabolism is slowed down. Let's get into this. So, yes and no. The main driver of metabolism slowing down as you get older is a lack of muscle mass. So if you are an active person and you've stayed active through your 20s and 30s and your 40s, your metabolic rate is going to be very, very consistent. Hardly anything is going to change. The bad news is if the typical American or first world person, I should say, Canadian, UK, whatever, if you've been very sedentary, then you are going to be losing muscle mass, which makes gaining weight easier, which makes your metabolism slow down, and makes the basal metabolic rate will drop, meaning you'll need less calories to maintain. So that's bad news. But there's more good news. So step number 1, let's keep your metabolism high by including resistance training, making sure you're actually building back some lean tissue so that you have that metabolic furnace working for you in your favor. And I have another video about resistance training specifically and the benefits of that. So that's the main thing. So most people who are in their 40s, they've not taken care of themselves as well as they should. So they're going to have an issue with a lower amount of muscle mass compared to what their 20s and 30s had. That's okay. Let's fix it. So your metabolism did not actually slow down. You have simply reduced the amount of active tissue in your body. All right. Step number 1, boost metabolism through resistance training. Step number 2. Now, to lose body fat and keep yourself healthy. Now, we're going to talk about food in another one. Let's talk about the exercise in this video. But we need to have a lower amount of impact on your training. For example, if you are a fan of long distance running, that is going to be a rougher road to hoe on your body. So all the joints that you have been going through 40 years of impact and injuries and having to heal and recover and being twisted and maybe torn. So we want to keep that minimum amount of impact necessary to elicit the response you're looking for, whether it's boosting metabolism, or maybe through resistance training like we mentioned, or if you just want to feel good, burn some calories. So we want to keep that impact level nice and low, relatively speaking. Now, everybody's a little bit different. If you're relatively healthy and solid, you can handle more than someone who's had, wrecked joints and you've been in a car accident or you played football or some kind of really rough activity. So step number 2, try to stay to lower impact activities. Step number 3, kind of along with number 2, is you want to keep the volume of your exercise a little bit lower than you would in your 20s. Now, let me get this out of the way. I am a big proponent for fitness and general health and weight loss of relatively low volume training, because not only does it prevent overuse, and it also is a better use of your time. And time is a non-renewable resource. So we want to make sure we preserve that. The challenge is that people in their 20s, they have all this free time. They don't have any kids. They don't have families. So they can spend 6, 8, 10 hours a week doing training and being active. When you get to be a person of a certain age, you have responsibilities, whether it's to maybe a more serious career, you have family commitments. So time becomes more valuable. So the high volume workouts just aren't able to be fit in the schedule very well. But my biggest concern is that you're going to end up with a wear and tear in the joints. When I do high volume training, I feel it. I'm way more sore. My ligaments hurt. My joints ache. I only do high volume training if there's some specific reason that I need to. Let's say I have some event coming up that requires me to do a lot of repetition, a lot of endurance stuff. Otherwise, I avoid high volume training. Stick to low volume, high intensity, relatively low impact, although I do martial arts, so there's only so much I can do with that. But I've been active my entire adult life, even though I've been bigger and chubbier at other times. So let's recap, guys. Number 1, keep your metabolism high as possible with resistance training. Don't blame a low metabolism on being older. Blame a low metabolism on being less active over your adult years. Step number 2, keep the actual impact of the exercise as low as you comfortably can to minimize wear and tear, joint issues, recovery. Now, you won't recover as fast as you do when you're 25. That is a true statement. So we want to keep the damage down to a minimum and keep the stress in the body to just enough to elicit muscle growth and resistance training and fun. And then the last one is the volume of training you do just enough to get the job done. There's no reason to drive your body into the dirt with high volume training just because it's fashionable or because some writer in a magazine or an article online wrote about it, how he does, 45 sets of exercises to failure. Don't do that. Let's keep you healthy. At the end of the day, if you're injured or burned out or you simply don't enjoy exercise, you're going to really not do it. So as far as exercise goes, these are the 3 things to help you maximize your weight loss once you get past the age of 40. All right, Coach Jay out. Talk to you soon. If you like this content and you find it useful, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, maybe use that bell notification to know when I have new videos coming out. Much appreciated. Coach Jay out.